All right, we are back with part two of my series, sharing my spiritual journey. For those that are new, I am Najim Prasad Ali, also known as Brahma Swarupa Chaitanya Lalitamba, and I just want to share my story with you guys. I was encouraged to, so here we go with part two. All right. Okay, so where did we leave off? Catholicism. So in childhood, there was a lot of just observation. I started picking up the Bible that I think that was my mom or my dad's, either one. I started reading it literally from the beginning of it and picking it up, and no one had to tell me. No one was like, you should or should, nothing like that. Just me stepping forward and picking it up and reading chapters at a time. Um, and then what was interesting, my mom had her own set of books that were in the living room of our home in Canada. And one of those books was a Hindu book. And I remember flipping through that. I was so like nervous or scared about some of the deities that I was seeing. One of them with the 10 heads. I think that was Vishnu. I think that was Vishnu. Um, I saw Brahma. Now that I know that's Brahma. And the drawings, the pictures are very, very illustrated very well. And I just was intrigued, but at the same time, frightful. And I was just like, what is this? And that stuck with me. And then my mom also had L. Ron Hubbard. There was a book by L. Ron Hubbard on there. I looked at it and stuff, but I dismissed it. But what's interesting, that L. Ron Hubbard cycled back in my life when I went to college. Really interesting. But so yeah, during that time, my childhood, it was just like these little, observations and things coming in. And then my own observation, things that I would see in the sky. When I look up in the sky, I would go outside and stare at the sky, stare at the clouds, and going through the woods and being around nature and how I felt. And then I started having really um, empathic experiences. From a child, I would see beings. I saw a lot of different beings in our home. I saw angels that would be guarding the foots of our beds. My brother and I slept in the same room. So when he was younger, I remember seeing like a being. I thought they were angels, and picking him up out of the crib and taking a look at him. And I remember one tall being standing right at my bed, looking directly at me. And I remember going through things. And then my mom, I just remember my mom speaking about, I would wake up in the morning and she'll see on me like I would be pinched, like someone pinched me, or someone pinched my brother, or so, things of that nature, like little things coming out. And then after that, I just remember experiencing these types of awarenesses of seeing other beings, like really seeing other beings in front of me as a kid or walking by. And I would be hearing voices or be hearing my name called. And I would think, oh, my mom's calling, and then find out, oh no, it wasn't my mom calling. And she'll say, don't answer to those voices, don't listen to those voices, don't respond, things of that nature. But I was starting to experience a lot of these phenomenons. And And then we moved a lot, and I experienced continuously seeing things, remembering like my brother and I sharing a dream, and we were both flying, and then I remember being so conscious and alert, and waking up to find us elevating in the air and then coming right back down into our bodies, like stuff of that nature. Like we were experiencing some things we experienced together as a kid, and a lot of it would be individual, of course. And then just learning, like, you don't share these things. Like there was something during those time, like you don't share it. You don't say, people look at you kind of crazy, or you're off, or something is wrong. And then there are other parts where I remember, because I was saying, like, I didn't feel like I was learning anything going into these like Sunday schools and stuff like that. Like it wasn't pulling at me. It wasn't really speaking to me. And I remember my dad had us start memorizing certain scriptures in the book of Psalms. So he had us memorize the Lord's Prayer, Psalm 23, and I think the other one was Psalm 91. Psalm 23 I can remember more because he had us on repeat with that. We had to memorize it, we had to know it, and everything. And he would test us on it and stuff. So I remember those particular things in my childhood. And the other part is I've been diagnosed as a kid with sickle cell anemia, SS. And anytime I would go to the hospital, I'm seeing all kinds of beings, all kinds of people that passed over on the other side, that are still inside the hospital, wandering around in the hospital, coming in and out my room. I would experience these things as a kid and not able to really express, like, to my parents or to the nurses or whatever, like, because you're looked at like a quack. And a lot of times I would just cry, because, to say, oh, I saw something come into my room, it's like no one came into your room. Like you can't say who it was, what they were. I mean, and that continues to happen even anytime I go into the hospital and I have an extended stay. I would be visited, and now I'm so aware of it, obviously, and now that I can handle it, it's nothing to me. But as a kid, that was very frightful. Not able to really speak on it, so I held a lot to myself. I learned to hold a lot of experiences and information, downloads I was getting. I held it to myself. Some things I think I would draw it out or write in storytelling, but because I did not have like that kind of safe support, nah, man, I held that to myself. So my childhood was really, when it comes to the spiritual part, observing. I did a lot of observation, and things that I would know before they would happen, and then see it play out in front of me. It happened a lot. Or I was good at numbers, and my dad would play it and win. That would happen many times. Numbers would come, and I see it or I dream it, and give it to my dad and play it, and he would win. So that's part 2, y'all. My eyes, blind girl here. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. And I'm gonna go as far as I can today. I'm gonna do part 3, and then I'll come back another day and continue the series. So let me know if you're loving it. Give it a hearts up, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Would love to hear from you if you've experienced any of these as a child, and so forth. There's so many, and I'm going to try to remember, so I may